Hello and welcome to the St Kilda and Bayside report for October 2017. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Jeremy Rosen.
You are indeed. And how, I don't know, I know we're supposed to do these stages, but how about where we are here? Have a look around you. Other than just looking at me, well, because we're supposed to go, we sold this and now this is what's coming up. And then we've got our featured property. It's all like planned and boring. But let's just get out of order and say, how about where we are right now? Can we just go
Gary,
crazy?
Let's not talk about where we are right now until we're scheduled to do it.
All right.
And that's one thing that you always do is take us off schedule.
Process.
And the reason why I don't want to get straight into that, Gary, because this is one of the most exciting weeks of the calendar, Gary. It's grand final week in Melbourne.
Hey, how about it, hey? The grand final. What do you think?
A game.
What a game.
What a game.
Congratulations to the Tiger Army.
Yellow and black.
How good is it to have them win? I just can't believe that they've done it. And, you know, I love the Tigers and I was on the wagon and they are, you know, you've got a second team because we're both Carlton people. But
how could you like Richmond after the 80s
I used
as a Carlton supporter?
Well, I've got an admission to make and you're going to be ashamed of me. I started out in life as a Tiger supporter. Can you believe it? No, don't be like that. No, come on back. Don't be like that. Can you believe it? I actually did. I started out like, and my mother said, "Son, I'm going to guide you the right way because a lot of European mums knew a lot about the footy."
Of course,
she said, "Don't barrack for Richmond, barrack for Carlton." And she led me in that direction,
God
which was good.
Bless your mum who put you on the path of
Always
righteousness.
listen to your mother. Anyway, well done to the Tigers.
And Dusty
freak.
Brownlow medal.
Our goods freak.
In fact, Max and I saw Dusty last week. We were standing right in this property.
Is that right?
And we were downstairs and Dusty went and got a coffee and Max sheepishly said, "G'day, Dusty." Like really softly. He was a bit quiet about it. He didn't do that. But we were going to go up to him, but we thought he'd belt the living suitcases out of us, so we didn't say anything.
Sounds good. Back to real estate. Mood of the market, how's it feeling to you?
Mood
what
of the
are you
market's
thinking?
pretty good, Gary. I think that it's fair to say, well, they're up there.
Hey,
they're up there,
now,
Gary.
I know we look at it as a general business. And
Yes.
we say we're 70%, 80%.
Yeah.
Do you ever just say, well, I'm going to just go away into my little corner here and have a look at just St Kilda and Bayside and say, what is the clearance rate for our St Kilda and Bayside?
We are in excess of 90%, Gary.
Is that right?
We are, Gary.
Wow. And that's what, just basically through the year mostly, or most weekends, or just one week that you just bring up
That's
selectively?
Just yesterday, Gary. Just yesterday.
Okay. So it's been
we haven't passed in very much at all, Gary, and that
good.
has been passed in has sold within a week. Charlotte Place being a great example, which we may have a bit of a chat about.
Yes, we should.
But our clearance rates are right up there.
Very good.
Which is good.
2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I looked at the auction results in Elwood and everything got passed in.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Now, they weren't our auctions, I don't mind saying. And no disrespect to those agents that were doing it, and don't say anything that you're thinking of saying right now, which would be disrespectful. But what's going on there?
I don't need to say it now.
No, what's
just done it for me.
I know,
what's going on there? Look, it could be a combination of people that weren't wise enough to use Gary Peer and Associates firstly.
So he has said it.
That's the first thing that I'd say. The other thing may have been they may have had difficult properties. They may have not pitched them well.
Or maybe the vendors wanted too much, or that's possible too.
I think it's probably unfair to say that Elwood market is on the slide. I think that's not the message there. It's just one of those anomalies in the market, Gary.
It freaked me the hell out. I lost a bit of sleep over that.
Well, you don't sleep much, so would you go from 1 hour to 35 minutes, or what happened there?
No, it wasn't much, only about 3 minutes, but I was a bit nervous.
Are we still talking about the sleep that you lost there?
I think we are. Shall we talk about some results? Because I know people
Let's talk about it, Gary.
On the edge of their seats. They want to hear about the block. And we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about where we are because I love where we are. But let's talk about some results because we do sort of have some kind of flow and system, and we talk about some
agenda,
of the
Gary. Agenda.
Yes, we do.
Let's jump straight into 30 Blenheim Street,
how about
Gary.
Agenda, the big vote, hey, with the gender, same 6 minutes.
Agenda.
Oh, okay. Blenheim Street, that was an amazing result.
It was a good result. Max Channersman packed up his bat and ball and went down there with me. We had a great auction there. 3 bed, 1 bath, 1 car on the market, Gary, at $621.5. And guess what we sold it for?
How much?
$621.5,
well,
Gary.
There you go. Fair enough.
Well above reserve, though. We kind of held it back a little bit because there was a bit of spirited bidding.
Fair enough. 3 at 69A Westbury Street. Well, that one pumped.
Benny Rothschild sold that prior to auction, Gary. Top end of the range at $750,000.
Charnwood Road.
Charnwood Road, I was doing the auction there for Graham Cullen and Daniel Rees. A great combination between St Kilda and Carnegie forces working together. We sold that for $602,000.
Harmoniously as one. 13 Milburn Grove was one of our feature sales, but unfortunately price undisclosed, but still was a competitive auction.
I think it's fair to say, if we say what our range was...
We're quoting 2.6 to 2.7 and it sold for more than that, we can say that.
I think we could even say, could we say...
No, we're not going to say that. We're going to go on to Westbury Street.
3 at 55. You did that one, Gary.
Hey, I did that auction. I had some fun at that auction because what happened was this unit was at the back of a block of 3.
Yes.
And it actually had its own garden. It was a very nice unit in the back. But what was alongside the boundary was a block of flats, and there was a party going on in the apartment that was right opposite the garden. So I'm doing the auction, and it's kind of like the elephant in the room, right? Like
you have a bit of FOMO, Gary?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be at the party, yeah. Well, how do you know I didn't get there after the auction? Anyway, that's another story. So it was sort of, and it was, people were sort of, is this going on? And you could hear the glasses and people laughing. There was this loud laughter. So I kind of, as the auctioneer, I was kind of trying to be really professional. I said, you know what?
Punchline, Gary.
No, I just said, what the hell? We're in St Kilda. This is where people have parties. This is fun. Let's just embrace it because that's what goes on here.
That's a great story, Gary. Let's move on now to the next one. It's the worst story I've ever heard.
Well, it was just, it
would have been better if you said there was a party, there was some good-looking people there. After you finished the auction, you put your speakers in and you went over there and
it's turning a negative into a positive, Jeremy. Something that obviously clearly went right over your head. Let's move on to Dandenong Road, 5332 Dandenong Road, St Kilda East, because you did handle an auction that one. No party there.
I did. Well, there was a bit of a party because we ended up selling that one, Gary, for $536,000. A bit of a notable vendor there, Nigel Carmody. I don't think he'll mind me saying his name. He's a very well-renowned football analyst, and media analyst. Also is part of a management company, manages a lot of high-profile footballers, and actually does the VFA commentating and is on SEN.
Is that right? Fair enough. We
should have. Bloke too.
Well, that's good. Well done to him. And thanks for engaging our services. Charlotte Place, you did mention, sold after
Charlotte
auction.
Charlotte Place, Gary, passed in at auction
How much?
on Saturday at $8.25.
Yep.
We had a bit of a protracted negotiation where both parties ended up going. Just gone, or 2 weeks ago.
We didn't auction on grand final day, did we?
No, we didn't, Gary.
We wouldn't be that foolish.
No, we wouldn't, Gary.
Continue.
Thank you for allowing me that opportunity. Passed in at $8.25, protracted negotiation back and forward. Both of us went our separate ways at the end of that. And a couple of days later, we ended up selling to the same party for $865,000, which is a significant increase.
Yes,
happy vendor, happy buyer, and a beautiful product there, Gary.
And happy agent to round off the trio of parties. Well done to Michael. Grieve Street has not sold. It's still
not yet, Gary.
Available at $439,000.
Good value.
Good value, because that's an exceptional apartment. A little image of it there. Thank you. A great property there. Give Lamore a call and she will help you out. We've got some great properties coming up. One this weekend, or a couple this weekend, I should say. 3, in fact. On Saturday, we're kicking off in Lansdowne Road, a beautiful leafy avenue. Jeremy, take us through this apartment.
I love Lansdowne Road, and I love this particular apartment. A beautiful block, blonde brick block, quoting $510,000 to $560,000. Gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car in that older style, been renovated in the bathroom. Going to auction 7th of October, Gary, 10:30 a.m.
One of the area's best, if not the best, properties of this nature is coming up. A real prestige offering in Limdock Avenue, another beautiful leafy avenue.
Gary, this is as good
what
as
a great
gets,
property.
I've got to say. This is one of the best homes that will hit the East St Kilda and surrounds.
Yes.
This is really, Gary. On the 8th of October, going to auctions, 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2 off-street car parks, amazing views over St Kilda East, looking at the treetops. This is a remarkable home, and if you only get to look at one home this year, Gary, make it this one because it's as good as it gets.
Get down there, and that one's on Sunday at 12:30. At the same time, I'm going to be around the corner auctioning what I would call an oversized apartment.
You would, Gary.
Now, sometimes the more that gets built of ordinary 2-bedroom apartments, the better properties like this look. It's got beautiful grounds. It's a very spacious apartment. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well maintained, well looked after internally. Looks like it's got some fresh paint, some fresh carpet.
Fresh
internally, kitchen and bathroom being done. Great balcony. And as you say, Gary, the most flexible and spacious floor plan.
It's fresh.
2 bed, 1 bath, 1 car.
It's spacious and it's affordable. $550 to $600.
And it can be yours, Gary.
It can be yours.
It can't be yours because you're doing the auction.
I am. Sunday, 12:30. Come on down. Saturday week, we've got a couple of beauties. St Kilda West, which we love.
We love St Kilda West,
Gary. Bringing this one to the market in Park Street.
Nikki and Lemore, live the lifestyle hub is the quote on this one, Gary.
Living the vida loca.
Well, let's not go there, Gary. We don't want to see your little Ricky Martin little dance on that you do at every Christmas party with your little. No, we won't go into that. Saturday the 14th of October, Gary. Get your La Vida Loca on down in Park Street because that one is a ripper brought to the market by Lemore and Nikki, and I'll be doing that auction.
Talking about good humour, how's your car going since the last time we did the St Kilda and Bayside report together?
Well,
what
Gary,
cost you it fixed and did you get it?
Well, I haven't got it fixed yet. I shined it up with the good people at
So when you're driving it and we've got those panels all just flapping on the ground, that's okay.
What I've done is I've used another hubcap from another car on the front.
Oh, is that where Phillips went?
We've fixed
the other
that
Land
scratch at the
Rover,
front. the police were extremely helpful. So to the St Kilda Police, if you could actually do something ever, that would be much appreciated. But I'm sure you're out getting the real criminals out there.
Oh, that's a great thing to do. Yeah, just go on air and criticise the police. That's a real community winner. That one is.
I did it to their face, and I'll do it now on camera.
Because they've got nothing better than to worry about I think when the St Kilda Police get together and they talk about priorities, they've got murder, rapists, theft, robbery, and then they've got Jeremy Rosen's
all of those,
Land Rover and Range Rover. So they say, look, don't worry about the people getting killed out there or maimed or defaced. We've got Jeremy Rosen's Range Rover. We're going to have to put that, call in all the troops and worry about his Range Rover as our biggest priority.
You can laugh all you want, Gary, but I did notice that they hadn't stopped the stabbing on Inkerman Street, so they're obviously not looking at them either.
Right outside our office.
It was. We've had a couple of people through the doors just checking the tape of the video.
Did we get anything on there?
No, we've seen a little bit, but more importantly, we saw some things inside the office which were quite funny as well, but we won't get into that.
Exactly right. We'll turn those cameras around. The police are saying, forget about what's going on Inkerman Street.
We've had them come in all day just to look at what we get up to during the day.
What's happening inside. Yes. Oh, very good. Redan, look, we've got a block of flats in Redan Street.
How good is this, Gary? This has got to be one of the best offerings in the St Kilda market for quite some
better
time.
Than that? Block of apartments.
580 square metres of land. 3 or 4. Is it 3 or 4, Gary?
4.
There are 4 little single level homes in an Art Deco style. Oh, okay. The reason why I didn't know there was a 4th because it snakes around in the corner, Gary, for the 4th. That one's going to be.
You have to poke your head around the corner sometimes.
You do, Gary. You do. You should probably tell the police that because they don't do it like that. 18 to 198, Gary. This one's going to be a spectacular offering for the St Kilda marketplace.
Very good. Hewington Road again, another great address.
As good as it gets, Gary.
Although I don't know if you saw what happened.
Yeah, there was a bit of a fire there, Gary, last week.
Yeah. You know the guy?
I don't know the guy, but I'm assuming you do.
I play golf with him. Regularly. He's a client of ours, I spoke to his family and they were a bit worried about him. So I'm hoping he's all right by this time. Although they said to him, he's a good guy, and they said to him, how tall are you? And he's a short guy. He goes, 6'2". And they said, what's your weight? He goes, fat. So he's really got his sense of humour. He's not fat and he's not 6'2". But he's another good one. But anyway, stay tuned because he did put his barbecue thing in the boot and turn on the car and everything just blew up.
So should we not put our little gas thing in the boot of the car?
It sounds not like it, but we can interview him maybe when he's back. But he's an interesting guy. So Hilton Road itself is not dangerous.
No, it's opposite there, Gary. You can build just as good a block of flats as that, I think.
Yeah.
STCO, subject to the council approval, which is our little disclaimer there. But that'll be suggesting 2 million plus. This is the most gorgeous period home though. So whether you detonate, renovate or keep as is,
the options are varied and they are sumptuous.
A rare opportunity, Gary.
Sumptuous
Speaking of
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to skip and go to Balaclava Road. You hold on there. Right, hold your horses. Okay. 2:30, Balaclava Road on the 15th of October. Take
8 to 880, Gary. Gorgeous older style apartment, as big as they get. Separate lounge, separate dining room, a floor plan that is on everybody's shopping list because this is really as good as it gets. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful bathroom, polished floors throughout. Period features, Gary. This one, 2 beds, 1 bath, 1 car. 15th of October. I think our dear friend Philip Kingston will be doing that auction.
He's doing a few. He's in Alexander Street too with Ben Rothschild with this another massive oversized apartment. I love this apartment. We've sold it once before.
It's like a house. I sold underneath too.
Yeah, you did. It's a penthouse.
Penthouse. Good segue, Gary. But we'll get back to that in just a moment, Gary. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Alexandra Street. This is gorgeously renovated, Gary, and big balcony with that north-facing living area or west-facing.
It's a rarity. And we are blessed to offer some of the best properties in the area, including this one in Downong Road, 362 Downong Road. What a picture postcard perfect facade this property has got, Jeremy.
Oh, Eric. Just
take us through it.
Unbelievable. 150 to 125. You are on fire,
Gary,
but you're coming from a very low base, so that's what's encouraging. 3 beds, 2 bath, 2 car, right in the heart of it, Gary. You really, when you buy this home, you get not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 addresses for the price of 1. Whether it's Armidale, whether it's Paran, whether it's East St Kilda on Caulfield, you are on the cusp of all of those suburbs.
You don't get 4 addresses, but you're sort of on the border of 4 addresses.
Cusp, border, say what you will, Gary. It's perfectly located and it's going to be brought to the market on the 22nd of October, Gary, which is a mere 8 days before my birthday.
We have waited the whole time of this nonsensical show to present where we are right now, because here we are in the heart of it, Jeremy, in one of the most extraordinary creations and one of the most incredible properties that we've had the opportunity and the absolute thrill of offering, it's a privilege of offering this amazing property. Here we are in Fitzroy Street, St Kilda. Let's show some film about where we are.
Have a look
now.
at this film though. I just want to just gently touch on the model that we had in this film. Normally I don't turn up to the virtual tours, but this one I had to guide her through every little scene.
I'm sure you did.
And behind the scenes had to help her out as well.
Aren't you wonderful
that's the
like
kind
that?
of thing that we do at Gary Period Associates. We're a one-stop service.
We are.
So I believe is it fluffer? Is that what they're called? Those fluffer? You know,
the thing that comes over the top with the big.
No. I think if you watch a few different style of movies, they have the. Anyway, we won't get into that. But I did help her with all the scenes.
I'm worried about that.
How good is this property?
What's the fluffer?
First of all, well, you can Google that in your own time, Gary. But here we are.
I'm scared that we're never going to have another
penthouse living, Gary. Stay on track here on the 9th floor with a 57 square metre terrace balcony.
We're looking at a sweeping view here,
which overlooks Port Phillip Bay.
It does.
And the Yarra Ranges.
It does.
It just doesn't get any better than this. And 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, gorgeously put together with all the finishes you'd expect of a penthouse of this ilk.
I think I love the terrace because it stretches along the entire
whole
width of the property.
Width of it, Gary.
So it's really about inside,
built-in
outside
barbecue,
living. You could just
separate living areas.
You can add 30% on of the actual size of the apartment if you included that, probably.
Well, it's probably closer to 40%, Gary.
Maybe 40%. It's quite extraordinary. This one is a rare opportunity. We're looking forward to showing you through.
All we've talked about is the internals.
Yes.
You press R on the elevator just at your front door and you go straight up to the rooftop. R for rooftop, Gary.
Yes.
This is where it all comes together.
Yes.
The most sensational outdoor area.
Yeah.
One of Melbourne's, I don't know technically, but this has got to be one of the highest and best infinity pools that overlooks Fitzroy Street, the city, the gardens. If you're a fan of car racing, buy this just for that one day where you can go and watch it. You can forget the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, Gary, because 903 at 181 Fitzroy Street is where it's happening. This is as good a penthouse as you'll see.
And just going away from the romance and beauty, just the practicality is like you're in a double garage here, which is also
very unusual.
I've never seen that.
Hairdresser downstairs, coffee shop downstairs.
Unbelievable.
Doesn't get any easier.
You
might want to visit that hairdresser, Gary.
I've actually had a clean up, but you don't ever have to leave your home. It's all here in this magnificent part of town in Fitzroy Street. And Fitzroy Street, by the way, is only getting better all the time.
Is that because your eyebrow curled 3 times and you've gotten rid of 2 of them? You've still got one slight little curl.
Those eyebrows represent wisdom. Which is why
you must be
are
so
invisible.
Clever. It's unbelievable.
Why yours are invisible.
Mine's invisible because I'm fair, Gary.
Talking about fair, well, I don't know. We'll ask some of the people that work with you if you're fair. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Fitzroy Street. We've got, of course, the Gatwick. That's going to be now the next block, and it brings us into the block. We'll close off on this, but the Gatwick is absolutely fantastic.
Going to change Fitzroy Street, Gary?
I think the Gatwick is going to change Fitzroy Street.
Going to go back to the halcyon days when you and I used to go to Leo's for Gillette.
Leo's Gelati Bar on Sunday for spaghetti and
gelati.
And ravioli. And very nice ravioli there. Let's talk about the block, some goss.
The block, Gary, well, it's not goss, it's out there, Gary. We are representing Jason and Sarah, house number 1.
Some brilliant real estate agent sold that block of land. I just want to make a mention of that. But go on anyway. Whoever that clever brilliant agent was. Yeah, go on.
Anyway, we're representing Jason and Sarah. There's a little bit of negativity around them in the marketplace, certainly from the show.
Are they like the villains of the block?
I think they might be, but I've met them and they are lovely people.
They are lovely people. I know that about them. But, and so was Julia and Sasha last time, and they were made out to be
villainous.
A bit
There's a bit that happened last week on the block.
That's the old villain music.
Thank you, Gary. So someone coming with a knife behind
That's right. That's what it's like. But
someone with a cape.
But they. That's exactly right.
And a big moustache.
That's right. So you've got it all sorted out, haven't you? It's amazing.
That's because I'm nearly, not quite, but nearly as twisted
You're nearly
as
there. You are. That's wonderful. Anyway, they are delightful people.
Yep.
Can we get them maybe on GPTV?
Well, Gary, I've got something to talk about here because I think next week, if I'm not mistaken, within the next 7 to 14 days, Gary, we are going to be releasing one of the most exciting GPTVs for 2017 with you, me, Bluey, and the 2 people from the block, Jason and Sarah.
Wow.
Who's Bluey,
Stay
are you
tuned.
wondering?
It may well be all of that, a combination of it, or it might fizzle out to nothing. But
and I want you to be careful when you see Jason,
Why?
Because he's a big unit,
Yeah.
and he squashed ants bigger than you, so just be very mindful.
Bring it on, big fella. I love you
I
already.
won't help you.
He's our client, and we love him. That's a big wrap on the St Kilda and Bayside report. It's all happening out there. The market is
exciting
good.
Time, Gary.
And I'm not just talking about the farmers market either, the real estate market. It's all happening, and we look forward to keeping you in touch. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Jeremy Rosens, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.